Welcome to Chia's 3D print and what is going on today. Well, this is the test print for what will be a 250mm high piece that fits into the extrusion and will be used to hold an enclosure. So the two back pieces are going to be cheap. They're going to be whatever basic plastic insulation board from Home Depot. And then the front is going to be a little more expensive with plexiglass, and then there'll be a sliding door. So there's a few complexities with this. Also, mainly they're different widths. Also, I realized that since everything's put together, it needs to be like a snap in place or a hammerhead design. I don't like the hammerheads. What else? So then you've got some complexities because, like, obviously the cables have to go through the wall since my motherboard's on the outside. You've got a Bowden tube that also has to go through, so there's got to be some special holes and connectors for that. And talk just a little bit about the upgrades. So the Noctua is reversed. I could try to reverse the wires, but there's 3 wires going to a special 2-wire connector. I don't know what's going on with Noctua and their 3 wires, but also behind you see that I have the 5015 now connected, and it puts out a lot of air, so much that what's nice is you can run it at about 130, which is 50%, and it's not very loud at all. It was a bitch getting the connectors to work, but I did. This particular design uses 2 pieces. I showed it in my other video. Get that in focus. Yeah, but basically there's a little gray piece that arranges the hole, and then there's a little top connector that plugs into the 2 top box screws, and then there's a parallel bolt. It's pretty good. The stock fan really was not strong enough. It's not a Pets thing, but hey, look at that stream, nice and straight. That's always a good sign. Okay, I had bed leveling issues. My auto leveling doesn't seem to do much. I may have to eventually go and print a set of 6 of the bed leveling threaded screws, which is a pain. I don't know why it gets off. I got it so the center's good, but the outer areas aren't. Anyways, this is cooling down. Let's see how tightly it's on there. Get in there. Oops. Hard to get in there. Oh, she's on there. Oh, she came off. Not too bad. So the way this works is this will fit into the extrusion like, you know, and then that will be parallel and holds whatever I want to hold. Alright, this is just a quick update for today. I'll keep filming as I do more. So this is the second design. One thing I realized is, in order to put one of those close-fitting designs into the extrusion slot, I'd have to disconnect the top, I'd have to disconnect the belts, I'd have to take off the end caps, the top caps. This wasn't going to be great, certainly not really easy. So then I thought, well, why don't I try to make a snap-in design, the little piece. So I measured it, the slot is 6mm wide, so I have a 7-ish millimeter little tiny notch with a cutout, and that's at the lower right corner there. Get over it. Can't get over it without walking all night. So you have to iterate, you have to do your designs, you have to test them. Getting something like this is a very tricky fit, so you're not going to just design it, you're going to prototype it. I'm looking at those brim layers, and they look really stable. which is good. I think I have leveling issues outer if you push out to the edges much more, but that's pretty far out. As long as I'm printing smaller parts, leveling is okay. But it does make me wonder, why doesn't the mesh leveling work? Why isn't it extremely accurate? Why doesn't it correct? And it makes me want to print the little leveling screws, which are this guy. I'll have to find that design. That's not perfect, but it's one of the better ones. The retraction is a little high. It's 670 because I print at 210 for PLA. You can see it really wings back and forth. But it doesn't seem to have any heat up issues. The stepper is good. I really want to get some light on there. And the Noctua is working well. I have to check the fan because that fan is so powerful. Hold on a sec. I think I remember to reset the fan to 127, 50%. Because at full speed, it's incredibly powerful with that guy on it. It's really strong. It'll actually cool the nozzle down, which I think it can probably eventually correct and tune for, but and these little towers have got to be about 25 millimeters high for testing. The real towers will be about 280 millimeters, 260 millimeters high. They'll be pretty tall, and it'll take two of them, probably different lengths. So that little part that's going to clip in goes against the flat part. Let me get at the angle for it, you can see. So it's the part facing me now. It's got the little notch in it, so it'll compress a little bit as you push. And that's one of the hard things to estimate, is how flexible, how much can it move. If they're longer parts, they'll move a lot more, but this is a very short part, so it may not work. This is all stuff you gotta figure out and learn. Alright, we'll come back to it and see how this project goes. And there it is, looking pretty good. Give it a minute to cool down and I'll see if it fits. This is trying to do something pretty cool with a 3D print, which is, this is the glass plate holder, and I'm trying to print the screws in place. I gave them a 0.2 tolerance, and we'll see how it works. I think it's kind of cool that you can do that. So there's basically, it's sideways, and then there's supports under the screws. And also it's nice because the screws are going to have knurled knobs, which makes it easy to grab and turn. And you can see the gap is definitely there. I have no idea if this is going to work, but it should. So I'm quite excited. And that'll make this an all-in-one solution for people that want a bed clamp. You can see it slows down to do the threading really precisely, like there. Another thing is thinking about speed. If you have irregular shapes, then the Kossel is fast. If you have these long straight shapes, that glide is pretty fast. So I don't think it's a matter of the Kossel being faster than the Cartesian. but it's really a matter of the Kossel being able to do this, which the Cartesian cannot. But just follow this crazy irregular pattern perfectly at very high speed. This is iteration number 5. What a pain, huh? So the angle has been off slightly. I've been changing the angle by 5 degrees the last 2 iterations. I've been making the push and plug slightly bigger, slightly bigger, slightly bigger. Last time it almost worked. It did push in, but it didn't hold tight, so I want something just slightly bigger. My test pieces grow shorter as my patience grows weary. 15 minutes, 10.07, it's 12 millimeters high, so it's almost done. Let's see if it works. Hey guys, well, after just a few tries, I got it. This is obviously a short version just for testing. Check this out. Tight, snaps right in. That little thing is incredibly hard to figure out. Nice and strong, and pulls out. They do wear out. You can only do that so many times. And then that's where the plate or the insulation sheet goes. So, but I just love the way it finally just gets in there. So I'm gonna put it in an angle to start. It definitely takes force. One as bigger is gonna take more, but that is solid, solid, solid. I think that's quite an achievement. That's a very, very tricky little effort, but I got it. I'm feeling good. All right, I'm gonna vertical print my glass bed holder for the ender because the Tinkercad's screws in place did not work. I think you really have to use Fusion to do that level of design. So we're gonna get some screws. We're not gonna print them in place, but we are gonna print the screws and see how that goes.